Midnight Bloomer Protection presents.
One thing I have learned from everything that has happened is that time is such a valuable thing. I suddenly remembered the lyrics from a song written by Linkin Park, and now I feel it. Time is a valuable thing. Watch it fly by as the pendulum swings. Watch it count down to the end of the day. The clock takes life away. It is so true, since I feel like everything happened too fast. My parents has been taken from me in an instant. I feel like I should have shown how much I love them, and I should have cared for them more, and maximized the very little time we have left for each other. I wish I could have done a lot of things for them, but I wasn't able to, for they have been snatched from me by death itself. Now I feel like I've lost it all. I have been left with no purpose. For where shall I dedicate all achievements, if there would be any? Why should there be a goal if they are no longer here to witness it? But why now? What I needed to do is to let some of my thoughts escape my troubled mind. I wanted to let people know who my mom is, as a person, as a wife, as a mother, the one who carried me inside her own womb for 8 months and suffered more right after. This is a story of you, Mommy, me, and Daddy. This book is entitled
Journey.
To Me, You Are the Most Beautiful. It's New Year, and you're not here. It was Christmas, and your voice I did not hear. And soon, our birthdays are coming, but I'd be the only one celebrating. It's kind of weird when I don't even know how I can go on living. I don't know how to move on, Mom. Or to remind myself that when I'm alone and lonely, you'll no longer come and be there for me or talk to me, at least on the phone. I wish I've mental telepathy so that I can talk to you again. Anything to diminish this pain. I hope you'd kiss my tears away, Lord. For how can I go on? How can I when everything reminds me of my mom, my dad, and everything that we've had? Memories of us, love that never once faded away. Even things that have happened felt like they only did yesterday. Smiles we shared, even the words spoken, and the ones that weren't uttered. Too many questions left unanswered. There's just too many regrets on my list. I wish to hold your hands forever. Us holding hands while praying was one of the sweetest memory ever, yet one of the most bitter. Wasn't it just wonderful? Us holding hands in prayer. Could there be anything sweeter? But I remember how it wasn't inside a room or a church, but on an ambulance while you're fighting for your life, and I'm crying my heart out to God. And now I bleed my soul as I write, borrowing some words from my old poems, trying to figure out what I'm feeling, for everything's jumbled up inside my brain, and I'm confused and at a loss for words, but hoping to find my thoughts and my voice as I type one by one the things that's been said and done, and those that I hoped I'd have said or done. Here I am. I'll try and do my best to provide an insight to your importance in the lives of those whose hearts you've touched and lives you've been a part of. The chapters of our lives were bound with love, with pain, tears, and laughters. And I want to share how good of a person you are because, Mommy, in my eyes and in my heart, you and Daddy are my heroes. Sadly, though, heroes weren't recognized much while they were still alive. I'm sorry, Mommy. This may be a bit too late, but let me at least make it up to you through this book. And this is entitled Journey. Chapter 2. A tribute to my mom. When my father passed away, a lot of people sent their heartfelt messages. Little did we know that the one they were sending condolences to would soon follow our dad in heaven. Still, I wanted to thank all of those people who have sent so much love, care, and support, even financial help to my mom. I am deeply touched by how much you love my parents so much, and also I appreciate all the love once again that you have for them. Thank you so much, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart. And these are the messages posted to my mom's Facebook timeline. If there is any Facebook post or message that I wasn't able to include, if I have failed to see them, I do apologize for that in advance. Please believe me when I say that I really do appreciate everyone who was there for us, especially when we needed it the most. Thank you for the prayers, even though it hasn't been answered the way we wanted it to be answered. Still, it's the thought that counts. Thank you once again. I remember when I was younger. I remember being carried by you. You were singing and dancing to a tune on our old radio. I am no longer a baby, but I was thin and light. Not sure if I remembered it right, or perhaps it was just the sweetest dream I had. For I have seen the love in your eyes as you gaze upon my face. We were in our old home, and it was the memory I treasure the most, that it brings tears to my eyes each time it crosses my mind. But as I grow older, I've realized my mom isn't a sweet mother. Even if she loves us dearly, she didn't show it to us that often. Now, I can understand why. She wanted us to be brave, strong, and independent, which happened to my sisters. Unfortunately, I am nothing but a disappointment, more so for myself. But right now, this isn't a story about me. It's about my mommy. Let me tell you who my mom is. My mom was a teacher, a wife, a grandmother, and my beloved mother. My mom as a teacher.
Deep in the shadows, I know it's hard.
My mom's first dream was to become a flight stewardess, but she became a teacher instead. Though she did not get what she wanted at first, she lived a life almost without regret.
The shadows, I know you're scared.
I have seen her achieve a lot, and I saw how happy she was as the students loved her so much. They even spent their allowances to contribute for her birthday. She has never asked them for anything, but students would often surprise her with a birthday party.
Just afraid. Time to let go of all your fears.
On her last year as a teacher, her students that year arranged a grand birthday celebration for her with a marching band. You deserve it, Mom. I wanted to do so much for you as well. But sad to say, I haven't been able to do so, and never will it happen now since my mom left me.
We should be equal, should be living free.
She has been a second mother to her students. She gave birth to only 4, but many called her mommy. For me, she is a modern-day hero that inspired a lot of people, like many other teachers that imparted not just their knowledge, but their love and time as well. I love you, Mommy ko, and I am so proud of you. My mom as a friend. My mom has always been so friendly, and I know for a fact that whenever she gets close to someone, it is for real. She has never used anybody for her own personal gain. She loves them with all her heart. Her friends are her family. My mom suffered from stroke, and there were instances when I heard her say some of the things that I know she does not need. However, I have seen her do all the things that she does me. She would help people who are in need, and she would spend most of her time with her friends, talking to them, making them feel that they are not alone, that she's always there for them. And I hope that someday my mom and her friends would still be friends and be together once again in the next lifetime, in the next chapter of their lives. My mom as a grandmother. I have seen how true it is that grandparents care so much more for their grandkids than on their own children. I have seen my mom being so sweet and showy to my nieces and nephews, a thing that was very rare for us while we were growing up. She wasn't very showy and a bit of a perfectionist at times. I thought she doesn't love me, but then I realized that in raising children, there always has to be a balance and a sacrifice. Discipline, care, love, time, and guidance are necessary in raising a child. You can't possibly give everything to your children and care for them all the time, or they'd be spoiled rotten. There has to be balance. I was young and did not really understand a lot of things. I guess as we grow older, we have more time to think things through. All I know is that my nieces and nephews were so blessed to have them both as their grandparents, to have known them and be loved by them. One thing that my future kids, if there'd be any, won't be able to experience. And that's one of the saddest part for me, since I too have known my grandparents and they all hold a special place inside my heart. One of my happiest was when I was with my late grandparents. But death, as they say, is inevitable, a saying that I often heard but can't really accept because right now I still blame myself. I guess it's easier to forgive others than to forgive oneself because I just can't forgive myself for having made some of the biggest mistakes I have ever committed my whole life. Decisions that I thought were for the best, but after thinking more about what happened, I realized things could have turned out differently. Because of my decisions, my nieces and nephews lost their grandparents, while my sisters and I have lost our parents. My mom as a mother. She carried me inside her womb for just 8 months, but she often told me how it was more difficult and painful giving birth to me than with my sisters. Cesarean operation was different back then. Also, I was always sick. Since I was a premature baby, I was weak, fragile, and I could have died, but they took care of me and I get well. She loved all of us equally, but differently. She wasn't very sweet as a mother, but on her last days, she was the sweetest. She loved us the way she knows how. I thought that she doesn't care because she didn't show it that much to us, but I was wrong. You and Dad did everything that you can to provide all of our needs, and even the things that we wanted, even if it would mean that you'd have to sacrifice a lot of things, even your peace of mind and some things that you have dreamt about. You have given more than what you have received, and I wish I could have given what I promised.
We love you, Mommy, and it hurts how much I miss you so.
Thank you for being such a great mother. My mom as a wife.
When there's no more hope is left in me.
You often said that at first you did not love our dad, but gradually you fell for him because of how he has shown over the years how much he cares and how much he loves you, and that was so true.
More than I could bear, giving up is all that I can surrender to you.
I have seen how Dad took care of you when you were sick. I have seen how sweet Dad was to you, how lovingly he gazes at you, and how much he meant it every time he says he loves you. When you fell in love with our dad, it wasn't just words but also works. Daddy wasn't perfect, and there would be times when you get irritated, but loving someone is always a choice, and you have chosen to forgive him each time. He had his shortcomings and mistakes, but you have chosen to still stay. You gave him so many chances, and he has spent his entire life devoted to you in making you happy.
My way, and you're always near. There's nowhere I could be. All I need.
And in return, you were his partner until the end, the one that manages everything and made sure that every single thing is well taken care of in our household. You made sure that every year our dad gets to celebrate his birthdays, something that he rarely experienced growing up. I love you more for that, Mom.
You made me hope again. Your love is all I ever need. Never knew this love can make more.
I love you more for your patience, love, and understanding. You are not just kind, but so matured that you were able to see things through, to see us through. I hope that your good deeds have been seen by God, and may your rewards in heaven be as great as your love for us. Back then, in my bitterness, I would say that there is no forever. However, when you both died, I am proven wrong, because even death cannot keep you apart for long. A love, when it is true, knows no bounds and time. It does not fade nor fall out. It understands even without knowing why. Happy birthday, Mom. Now it's January 16 and you're no longer here. It hurts so much knowing you can no longer celebrate it with us. I just want to say happy birthday in heaven to you, Mami ko. I'm sadder than sad knowing that my plans of giving you a grand and joyous celebration will no longer take place. So here's a tribute for you, Mami ko, to show you my appreciation. I want you to know that I appreciate who you are, who you've been, and who you have become. I appreciate the things that you have done and all that you have sacrificed for us. The many times you helped us and how much you loved us. I appreciate everything you've done. Some details in our lives have been overlooked, and I hope that you have seen and felt my care. Though I may not have shown as much as I wanted, but believe me when I say that I'm dying each day. Each day that I don't hear your voice, each day that comes and goes, knowing that I won't be seeing you in person anymore. You won't come again, and visiting me is no longer an option. And no matter how much I yearn to see you and Dad, I won't ever see you again, please. Not in this lifetime. No plans of mine that includes you and Daddy will ever come true. That's a reality that every day I wake up to. And now I turn another page of my life, and today it's September 10, 2022. Soon, Daddy's death anniversary is coming, and next is yours too. I wish I could say that I'm okay, but the only thing I am hoping for is to see you both again someday. I miss you both so much, and it's painful just to open my eyes and wake up. often said that time heals all wounds. But I feel like time stopped somehow, because everything felt as if it all just happened yesterday, and the pain and emptiness just won't go away. Each day that passes me by drags my feet on the ground. I can't seem to move on. It's hard for me to go on. I move forward and I try to enjoy life, but my smile is bitter and my rare laugh has a tinge of pain in the middle. Guilt follows immediately, then a million memory right after. I can't sleep at night, even as I try with all my might. And whenever I wake up, it's hard not to cry. I suppress it all and try to face each day with a smile while I sob inside. This world feels empty without you. I try to distract myself to keep on living, but I just can't. Every single thing reminds me of you, of Dad, of us. I was never a good daughter. Still, you loved me unconditionally. I will be forever thankful for having Daddy as my dad and you, Mommy, as my mom. I love and cherish you both. It's hard to accept that as I live and as I breathe, your face, your breath, your smiles, I will never again witness until the day of the second coming of Christ. I wish there is a shortcut somehow, but this pain is my greatest punishment, I think, or perhaps a thorn that should remain to keep me from sinning again. Don't know the answer to every question. I hope I have. But then I would be the same as God, and it is not right, right? This is it from me, for now, Mommy. Words can never express my gratitude and love for you. You and Dad will always have a very special place inside my heart that nobody can take away nor replace. This is not the end. I'll see you soon. But how soon is soon? Only God knows when that momentous moment will be given finally to me. But until then, I'll be missing you.
Thank you for being a part of my journey and for watching a tribute to my mom.